All right. So there's no music, no intro today. We're just going to go straight into the show. Welcome to the live show right here on Philly Funk Radio. And we're joined by our guest. Well, we're joined by our co host, Mr. Van Stone. I'm just going to go right to you.
Oh, great, wonderful. Yeah, go right to me. All right, welcome everyone to Philly Live. Of course, I'm Van Stone, the face behind the voice, and we are here with my co-host, of course, Jerry Wilson, and also my partner, Harold Carter, and we
Hey,
have a new support team person, Ron Shanae Nobles. Welcome to the show, Ron Shanae Nobles.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So, we usually give our shout out to all our listeners and viewers. So let me do that, get that out the way. All our viewers out there, we go by state. What's happening to you guys out there in Virginia? We have a large audience out there. We have boots on the ground out there, Van Stone Productions Foundation, and we're just so, excited based on the fact that we're going to be having someone come from Virginia to actually come to the center soon because the center here in Philly is the hottest thing, and we're really growing. We're getting new people who are interested in all type of different things. It's not just food, beverage industry, but it's training for all type of things that you guys want to do. So we explain that so many different times. And if you want to check out the video, just email me at frontpage news number one at yahoo.com or WVSR1360 at yahoo.com. You can also give us a call at 610-803-1624. So for all our Black Philadelphians, we're glad to have you. And, we're just going to jump into this real new thing right now. So we're talking about what's going to happen soon at the center. We're dealing with catering. And one of the caterers that we helping us out with the center actually has her own business, which is Little's Kitchen. I'm going to let Ron Shanae talk a little more about it. All she wants, she's going to throw it out there, and everybody play close attention because you're going to get used to that visual, and you're going to get used to hearing about Little's Kitchen and all the tasty treats and different things that just been going on long before, coming to Van Stone Production Foundation. All right, so Ron Shanae, tell us just a little bit about Little's Kitchen and what you got going on.
Can you hear me now? I was on mute
Yes,
by
that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, so Little's Kitchen is something that I started when I was 14 years old. I later on went and got my LLC, went to culinary school, and I have a degree in culinary art. So it's just me and my mother and my boyfriend who start this business up, and my sister. And I basically just cook home based. I sell American food, I sell African food, I sell Indian food. I specialize in a lot of treats such as like cheesecakes, birthday cakes, just a bunch of different type of stuff. I do later on want to open up an organization to have like a children culinary school. So I'm basically just working on that day by day, pretty much.
Okay, that really sounds good. Now give us a little bit more information about you. You are a loving person. You're a
Mm.
community person. You've been working with children in the, education business as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I'm 23. I grew up in West Philly. I was just working as a kindergarten teacher and a pre-K teacher, but I later on left because I wanted to go farther in my culinary career. So yeah, I'm just a fun person, open minded, love to do different things, love to meet new people, and I'm always open minded to learning new experience and working with different people.
Okay. Well, previously we had a different cooking show, and what we had was what we call as an icebreaker, and that was just to loosen everybody up and have a little fun. And so I came up with, you naming the recipe, and then you tell us what the food is. So, for an example, if I say lettuce and tomatoes and bacon, what is it? What's the food? That's the
A
recipe.
BLT, a
Yeah,
BLT.
there you go. So that's the kind of thing that we were doing, for our viewers and listeners to just try to, have some little fun with the show. So we're, getting relaxed. In that case, can you give us any kind of little recipe? Let's see if we can try to guess it. We probably won't, but then again, I don't know because Jerry he loves to eat and Harold loves to eat.
Yep.
So throw
And
something.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get it. Something simple, nothing sophisticated, because we,
All right, I got you. Beef, carrots, and potatoes.
Okay, Jerry, what is it?
Oh, my mic was off.
Oh,
Not really thinking too much right now. I'm actually
Sure.
dealing with some issues over here with the equipment, so my
okay.
mind's not really focused.
All right,
beef
Harold.
stew. Beef stew.
Beef. Yeah, that's right. Beef stew.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, you got it.
Yeah.
Way to go, way to go. Let's go.
Do I win a pot? Do I win a pot of beef stew?
Yep, you sure do. You just got to send me the address.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. So now that everybody's a little loosened up now, we'll do that more often, and maybe we'll let you really lead that the next time, Ron Sinead. We try to really have some fun. Now we're gonna get a little serious for a moment because with our show we just talk about anything, everything, and there is some breaking news. All of us work with the public in one way or the other. That's where I'm gonna say it. So I'm not sure if some of our viewers or listeners are updated, but there was a shooting. It was a school shooting, and it was a teenager, a 14-year-old, who got a hold of one of those automatic rifle type things. It's the same type of weapon that all these people are getting a hold of, adults and children.
Mhm.
And 4 people died in the
That's
shooting.
okay.
It was 2 adults and 2 children. We need to talk about that a little bit because the fact that we're dealing with safety and clean and then green, you know, how do we really just kind of concentrate on that, when this thing is just always out of control? I'm gonna go to you first, Harold. What's your thoughts on that?
I always say stay vigilant, in everything that you do. I actually work for a school and we have special need kids, and being that we just had that unfortunate incident that you're talking about, you're referring to, our school went into another protocol, a safety protocol, making sure that the kids and the staff are completely safe. So I always say completely be vigilant, pay attention to your surroundings. And also, what my supervisor had brought up is being that we're in that different type of population with kids with um, mental difficulties, kind of observe if you have a kid paying more attention to, the kids that you're dealing with. And if you see, different type of behavior, not only document, but have a conversation and, maybe kind of bring light to, what's really going on. So
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay, Ron Shanae, since we have your visual now, we see you. What's your thoughts, if any, on the current situation that's just constantly going on? And now the kids are just younger and younger. The shooter.
Um, to be honest, it's like very like sad for me because it's like it's one of them situations you kind of really can't avoid in a way because you never know like when it's going to happen. So to me, it's like one of them things where you just gotta honestly pray before you leave out the door. Like once you leave out that safe haven, you gotta just I guess walk with God. You gotta pray up. Like you gotta really kind of pray. Like you could do a
Mhm.
lot of safety protocols and stuff, but it's like no matter what, if that person want to find a way to, let it happen, it's unfortunately it probably can happen. So for me, it's just like pray, have that talk with your children, make sure that they listen to the teachers and the staff in that moment. But it's honestly very disappointing that it keep happening. To be honest, it's like something that's not right.
Yeah. Before I go to Jerry, Jerry may have a thought on it. What's interesting, what everyone is saying the same thing. So it's gotten to the point where they're telling the children to prepare to defend yourself. Can you imagine that? That's part of their drill now to actually try to take on the shooter. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that, but that was just added into the instruction when it comes to if there's an active shooter. And I don't even know why they think that would work. Because first of all, they don't even have staff who are armed in there. You know, that's number one. And even the staff who get hired to do these type of things, they have school police. They are not, you know, risking their lives in such a way as it's supposed to be military first in their mindset. So how do they expect the actual children to confront a shooter? I just don't know how they came up with that. But I just wanted to throw that out there. That's kind of new. Jerry, you got any thoughts on this?
Has anyone taken active shooter training at their job? Have you had to do that yet? I had to.
Yep.
No, I didn't do
Yes,
that
I
yet.
did.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
I
active
did.
shooter, and they run, hide. What is it? Run, hide, or fight, and that's pretty much what they teach you. Actually, it's a shame. I think they need to find out where a 14-year-old got an assault weapon. That's one. Second,
Right.
this child was on the radar since he was 12. He was interviewed by the police multiple
Right.
times, and they said there was not enough evidence to do anything. If a child is before you with mental health issues and you know about
Right.
it, that's
We
your
have to
chance to
act.
intervene. Forget about
That's enough.
we didn't have enough evidence, and now 4 people are dead, and
Right.
heads are going to roll, and it's unfortunate. And this incident happened in Georgia, over in a place called Appalachia, Georgia, and which is not trying to be ignorant. It's probably one of those Trump countries up there again that are all about gun rights, supposed gun rights, no gun control, and this is what keeps happening time and time again. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but this is probably the first school shooting of the year. There's going to be
Well,
more because gun control is
Mass
so lax.
shooting, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
mass shooting, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I think we need to find out where this kid got this gun from.
most likely it would be from one of his family members. So that news has already came out. You know, and it's the same type of thing. You know, the adults get a hold of the weapons, and then the training of the children how to use a weapon. And it's not a situation where you need to train children how to use weapons. And what's really interesting, since we're talking about this, and then I guess we'll get close to a break. We have Warren Bloom also here with us, guys. Former candidate for mayor Warren Bloom. He's here. Um, what's interesting about training children and how to use weapons, this actually is a habit that happens in a rural area where really that type of violence is not even rampant. But when we talk about the urban community and that type of violence is rampant, the highest number of gun deaths and so forth and so on is amongst Black Americans, Black families. But you don't have a high number or barely have a number of Black families training their children how to use weapons. So
Right.
this is why it's so bizarre that when the people who are teaching their kids how to use a weapon, and there's just fantasy behind it. The actual situations is not really going on. And then you have this kid, for an example, he posted something online. That's how they got involved with him the first time, saying he wanted to mimic and be like one of the shooters who were shooting up schools. So I see we have Warren there. I don't know, Jerry. Do we have time to let Warren make a comment before we go to break, or what?
Yes, Warren. Good evening.
Yes, I wanted to know, did that school have a metal detector? Do these kids, if we go into urban schools in Philadelphia, they got metal detectors all over the place, so you can't bring in guns around here. But did that place have a metal detector or in
Well,
Georgia? I don't think they did.
well, right. See again, it fits with what I just said. Most likely there was no process to have the metal detectors. these schools, think about it. They're what you consider rural areas
Mhm.
compared to urban areas. So they have football fields that's really look like a regular football field that you would go to
Right.
see a game. You know what I mean? So imagine seeing a game with the Eagles. What's that, 100 yards? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if their fields are 100 yards, but it's close to it. So when you have these rural schools and these rural football fields, and they have all these, the beautiful environment, that's to them an eyesore to have a metal
Right.
detector,
Yep.
you know. And so this is why it's just tons and tons of kids on that site. It's a campus setting. Most of the settings are like campus. So you have a high school, and then you have a middle school, and then you have the preschool. All of this is all in the same setting. And
Mhm.
imagine that's what happened. That's what happened with the shooting. Let me see, Harold or Jerry, you want to make a comment?
Well,
Nah, go
I
ahead. Go
I was
ahead, Jerry.
actually about to go to a break,
Okay.
and we will be right back.
I debate all day. It's what I do. But there are some things that are undebatable, like your mental health. I was in a dark place when my brother passed away in a car accident. I was depressed in ways I never imagined. I reached out, and my sisters came, my pastor, my therapist. They helped me get through it. I found that the more I spoke up, the healthier my mind became. When you love your mind, you can go so much further. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org.
We're on
All
break. So we
right.
just,
And
Okay, because I'm about to run in the store right here, so I'm not gonna hang up. But I'm just going
all
put on
right.
mute.
Yeah,
All
we're on
right.
the air. Hi. We're back. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back
Okay,
to Van.
okay, there we go, there we go. Well, as you know, this is live television, so it's great. Of course, welcome to the Philly Live Show. If just in case you joined the show, today we have all of our crew here, the short crew. I'm Van Stone, the face behind the voice, from radio, but you don't get to see me all the time, so now you get to see me. And of course, we have co-host Jerry Wilson, the wizard at the board. He's making sure everything works. And when we have technical difficulty, he hangs in there and he doesn't give up. Unlike others who just run. We have Al Carter here. That's my partner who handles most of the top business meetings. We're going to have a couple of more business meetings coming up and some new introduction to people. So Harold Carter, you will be a part of that, of course. And Warren Bloom, former candidate for mayor, he's with us here, representing the dignitaries. And of course, if I didn't say already, we have Ron Shanae Nobles. This is our new member who represents the food and beverage industry. How about
Oops.
that? So with the Little's Kitchen, and it's Little's Kitchen. The vision for Little's Kitchen is really far wide. It's originally from West Philadelphia area, but I'm telling you, as this thing grows and build, it's like not just Germantown, but it'll be all the surrounding areas. From you probably come in and want some food from Cheltenham, or even over on this side, from Lansdowne Ave and Yaden Darby and things like that. So we're really working on a lot of positive things with the Van Stone Center. Of course, we're here in the heart of University City. We are 5037 Walnut Street, second floor. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about. So,
Hey, real
um,
quick. By the way, Van, just real quick, we got some breaking news here. All right. Yeah, breaking news. So Hunter Biden actually changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. He's pleading guilty for both the gun charges as well as the tax charges, and apparently is facing up to 17 years in prison. So that actually just broke over the last 10 minutes. Anybody got any opinions on that?
okay. I definitely have something to say about it.
Shoot. Go
I
ahead.
don't know how that's going to work out for Hunter Biden. Legally, as I say, we do have a legal component. So, just putting that out there, we do assist with legal aid and things like that. And when you talk about something in this situation and you want to now plead guilty, it's a moment which is called, it's a little too late because early on, you're supposed to hash those things out between lawyers, and then you go into the judge and you present that. The way this was presented, the prosecutors, had no idea what was going to happen. And you just can't take over and have control. Even if you're the defendant, you can't just do things the way you want to do. So they don't even have to accept it. And most likely it probably won't be accepted. So
Well,
that's
this was
just, you
well,
know,
this is the second time because originally there was a plea deal, and remember the plea fell apart then.
right.
So let's see what happens this time. Let's see if he gets any jail time at all. Because you know how it is. The people that got money, they get probation. People that don't
Right.
have money for the same charge will end up getting over
Sometimes.
what the recommended
Right.
sentence is. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's true, but this is different. This is a little different because he is the son of the president of the United States. And right now we have an active presidential election going on.
Right.
So everybody is dotting their I's and crossing their T's. The judges, regardless of who got them in there, they're not taking any chances.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess that he was really a wanted person. And look at the background, just like anybody else, the average people who make mistakes, first time offender, things like that. But it involves some details that they're trying to bring the details out, why they want to take it this far, why they don't want to have a plea deal. It's been said it's just so unusual. Normally, the first time offender, you get that arrangement and you get probation and you're fine. In this case, evidently, there's something else that we don't know about that the prosecution team wants to try to bring out. And, you know, just kind of like think about it. He is the son of the president of the United States.
Which is big. Right.
That kind of really changes in people's mind. Does he really get the same treatment? I'm not saying he shouldn't, but that's a part of, when you get yourself in this situation. For us as Black Americans, number one, how many people we don't know that has a problem and a history with drug abuse? So we have to deal with this all the time. And for someone at that level, it's just a different look. Let me see. Anybody else had a comment on that?
Nah, see what Warren has to say. Warren?
Okay.
Well, the whole premise is that they want to show fairness and everything, and they're trying to, as you know, want to dispel of any bias, and even with Trump, sentencing coming up, they saying now that they want to treat these people like they're anybody else, like they're ordinary citizens. However,
Sure.
you're right, but in the recent past, these people would get preferential treatment.
Mhm.
But since we are on the president, I don't know if this is a segue, but we were talking about since Kamala only has I don't know how many days left. They're talking about since Biden had already said he would not run for office, and he has endorsed her. They say he should go all the way right now and resign and make her the president. That would give her that would give her a better pull, and it makes sense. It makes sense for them to do something like that.
Wait, did I hear Ron Shanae?
I laughed at that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a comment, Ron Shanae, on that?
I can't hear. I don't want to comment too much because I can't really hear y'all too much because I'm on the highway. So I'm just gonna listen for now.
Oh, okay. Well, but you hear me laughing, right?
Yeah, I hear you laughing, and I hear him. I just can't hear as much, but I hear.
Okay. Okay.
I heard the last part, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Let him resign. Let the president resign and make her. If he resigns, he would automatically be president, and that would
Right.
give her that would give her a little bit more, a little bit more juice.
well, she would have to still actually be elected.
Right.
in November.
No,
Like you can't just.
no, 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 no,
I
no.
mean,
If
for
if he resigns, then Judge she could get elected again, and Judge. Well, she'd have to win the November election, but that they're kicking that around,
yeah,
and I
it's
think it's
not.
a
Right.
good idea.
It's not
And
gonna happen.
wait, that's why that's so funny to me. You know, as a professional political analyst, this is what we do. It's just too many unrealistic problems with that.
Sure.
And you know, it's
Yes.
What's the problem? What's unrealistic about it?
Well,
one, it's too short of a window right now. If the president was to resign right now, as they said, okay, the process that will have to go into place just for the vice president to be president, it's not that easy. There's a process to that.
well, yeah,
It's one for the president to be murdered, as we've had that happen, or there's one thing for the president to have committed a crime and was forced out. We've had that happen. But just for the president to say, okay,
To
I'm just
resign.
finish my term, I'm just going to resign now.
Oh, wait a minute. When Nixon resigned,
Yes, he was in
Forced out. Right.
trouble. He was in
even though
trouble.
he was an embattled president,
No, he was in
simply
trouble.
resigned. I
Yes.
know. Well, my whole point is when he resigned, Ford just became president.
No, but that's a different circumstance. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying,
yeah.
what
No,
I'm
we know he was in battle with the Watergate incident, but
Right.
no,
the logistics of it is he simply resigned and
no,
Ford became president.
no. That's
Now I
not.
think they swore him in. They swear you in.
No. That's that. See, there's parts to that. So there's parts to that. If it's dealing with crime, okay,
Right.
crime, then it's not that. That's what was Nixon's situation. It was
Okay.
all Watergate and all this kind of stuff. He was under investigation.
Right.
That's totally different. And they had him, basically. So he resigned because they was going to,
Impeach him.
no, not just that. He was on his way to jail. The same situation that Trump is in.
Yeah.
Crimes involved, not just, he just, whatever, put him in
We're-
some mistakes.
By the way, we're almost out of
there's a
time.
process with that. There's a process. And then if someone's assassinated, then that's different, but just to think about it, to have your fellow party member win. Think about what's being said. That's why I'm laughing about that. So is there fairness in that? I mean, think about it. It's just that's would be too much.
By the way, just a statement on that. It would actually end up messing Harris up more because she would have to assume the duties as president and not her kind of secondary role as vice president that's allowing her to actually go out and campaign.
Right.
It would actually, she would probably actually lose if that did happen.
No,
And-
no. Well, the president, even if Biden was still running, he would still have to be doing his presidential duties and campaigning at the same time.
That's true. That's true. That is true. And also what Jerry is saying is true too. Because again, only because it's too short. So
Exactly.
you both
So-
are accurate. Both of you guys are accurate.
So
on
what
that.
would have to happen is she would have to assume a brand new role, get up to speed, get everything done, and at the same time campaign. Whereas when Biden was still running, he's an existing president, and she's the vice president. Anyway, we're running out of time real quick,
Okay.
so I wanted to see if anybody had any final thoughts before we lose our feed.
Well, we go right around. Harold, Warren. Final thoughts, Warren. You're first. 30 seconds. 30
Yeah,
seconds.
the final thought is we need to kick this around. Let Biden bow out all the way and make put Kamala Harris in there.
Okay.
Hey,
That's 30
hey,
seconds.
Warren, I think you're laughing because you being in politics, you know it ain't gonna happen.
Okay, Harold, you're next.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to vote and get our voices out there and get the right candidate and the right cabinet up in there. Everything we talked about, the gun charges, drug charges, everything that's going on. It's so important to have the right people out there and pushing the right agenda.
Okay,
That's my time.
so I'm gonna do a double 30 seconds. And on the behalf of Ron Shanae Nobles, our newest guest, one of our queens, we have so many beautiful black women, and they're all talented.
Thank
Oh,
you.
she's here. Go ahead. 30 seconds, Ron Shanae. What you got to say? 30
I just want to say thank you, and I'm looking forward to learning more because I was intrigued, but I'm driving, so I can't really go talk like y'all talking. But it's definitely a lot going on. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I don't feel like she's going. I'm just waiting to see how this is gonna go in November because
Okay.
I know how I think it's gonna go, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it's gonna go.
All right. All right. And so it's my 30 seconds, and then Jerry will get the last. So once again, we want to welcome Ron Shanae Nobles, better known as those who know her as Rara. I'm telling you, hey, you guys are going to really have a good time because we're really going to be able to tie these things in with Miss Whitney Hickson. She's also the caterer, professional who does the same thing. And we have some of the other team I haven't mentioned in a while, Antoinette and her husband David. They'll be coming back soon, So I saw her today. I would give a shout out just to mention, we just have so many on the team, and I'm just proud of everybody coming in. And of course, Marcos, we're just mentioning his name. You'll be getting to know him with a new organization called SOAR. That's an acronym, Robert Young as well. I gave him a call. I was trying to get him on the show. So we're going to have some new names, new features. That's what we do here. All right, Jerry, that was 30 seconds.
All
To
right,
you.
this is my 30 seconds. I hate Microsoft. I texted you, Van, prior to us coming on to talk about the computer. So this is Windows 11. Still, for some reason, the computer will just shut itself off and do a Windows update. So Microsoft, if anybody by some chance is watching, you got to fix that. I'm really thinking about moving over to Linux. So get your stuff together. Anyway, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and we will see you next time. Again, there's no music because of that, so we're just going out and have a good week and have a good weekend.
All right. Okay.
I did it.